Hey guys, welcome to We Watch the Movie. I'm Jay, this is Mike, and it's Scream time. Scream. Ah!
Bitch.
That's good, Cor. Okay, so Scream.
Liver alone! Liver.
Scream. You know, this was the fucking movie that Wes Craven was like, you know what, I'm going to wrap up a movie, I'm going to reinvent the horror genre for the 21st century. Slap a guarantee, you will have a great time. There you go, changed life. Welcome to Badasses. You're welcome. Walk away.
Yes.
What's it like?
Drop the mic and walk away.
This movie is fucking amazing. Scream. I mean,
Listen, Wes Craven, right? I mean, so you got Nightmare on Elm Street already, and then he just knocks it out of the park with another one of these. So, I mean, Wes Craven has a lot of shitty movies, but when you watch Nightmare on Elm Street and then you watch Scream, it makes you wonder, like, how do you miss so many times? When you're this fucking good at making movies, how have you missed so many times with movies before?
you just got to keep at it.
You just gotta keep
But
on
you know,
trucking.
Scream. Neve Campbell has had a tragedy happen in her life. Her mother was butchered. She lives in this small townish kind of area, and all of a sudden these killings, Woodsboro, yeah, these killings start happening that are pretty much the same as what happened to her mother. These fucking violent crimes against high schoolers, and we take off from there. That's it.
Yep. And it's based around this high school. You've got fucking Courtney Cox in this movie, David Arquette. They ended up making a baby together, and then she left him for that dude she's on a show with, which is bullshit.
Because he said he wouldn't grow up. He just wouldn't grow up.
Well, good for him. And
got
baby's
a
doing
lot.
YouTube videos. But
I know.
yeah, so and you got Courtney Cox, you got Neve Campbell, who's like, this is by far and away the best role for her. I mean, unless you want to go with Wild Things, but it's
Sex.
yeah, so, and then this was the first of those, like I Know What You Did Last Summer, all those fucking movies, the teen movies that came out, this was the first that started. It was a slasher movie, but it was also like a meta movie, and they tied in these teenagers with it. It was the first of its kind. And really, the reason this movie is so great is because it is the fucking horror movie of our generation. I mean, you got the Halloween for that generation, you got The Exorcist, you got all this stuff. Scream was our generation's #1 horror movie. I mean, it really carried the slasher torch and actually kept it alive.
This movie, I had not seen it in a while, and I've always loved it. That's a girl drink, by the way. I'm gonna drink the wine from the
I'm gonna get another drink.
It felt sexy.
I'll be right back!
Oh! When I say that he reinvented it, he really did, because at the time when it came out, you know, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Halloween, those have been done so many times, and they had the same formula, the same basic package formula. And he was like, we gotta reinvent this, we gotta reinvigorate the horror genre to make it go into the 21st century, and that's what he did. With this kind of movie, that you give way to like stuff like Strangers, You're Next. Without this movie, you wouldn't have movies like that, I don't think, because this movie's about that, it's not got supernatural elements to it, but it's still got that killer massacre thing to it, but it's got like a realism effect to it.
But when you talk about horror in itself, like pure horror, most of the movie's not. Like, there's a lot of parts that aren't actually scary. Like him chasing Neve Campbell to the house. I mean, unless you're a 16-year-old kid. I mean, it was scary the first time because this was still new to everybody. But for the most part, the opening of the movie, that's the only time maybe in the entire Scream series, that first opening where it's Drew Barrymore and she answers the phone and is like, do you like scary movies? You know, that was probably the only and definitely the best scares of the entire franchise. That first scene, at first you're like, this is going to be a cheesy horror movie or whatever. But then she goes outside and you've got her boyfriend, the thing that happens with that, the whole thing about a stalker calling on the phone, he's looking at her. She goes outside and the music that's in that, man, that just eerie, creepy fucking music was amazing. And then her parents pull up and it's like she's getting, you know, murdered outside. Her parents are right there. Being a teenager and seeing that, it freaks you the fuck out. Because, I mean, how many times were you left alone, you're just hanging out, you're making some popcorn, making a scary movie. Her parents were literally like 10 feet away from her, couldn't see.
Well, you know, this is 1994, 96, whenever this came out. I'm not making popcorn on the fucking stove. I have a microwave. Okay, I'm gonna put it in the fucking.
It's a way to make it, man. It tastes the best that way.
It tastes like kettle.
But did it not annoy you the whole time when all this was going on? Weren't you like, bitch, take the fucking popcorn off the stove?
No, actually, what I said, bitch, you deserve to die for not knowing that fucking Jason's mother was the first killer. You deserve that. So, you know,
I saw that movie 20 goddamn times.
Sorry, wrong answer. And there's so many classic lines, dude. He was like, no, you listen, bitch. You ain't got me. I'm gonna gut you like a fish.
Yeah, no, not just that, but she deserves to die because she was kind of a slut.
Yeah.
Because she was willing to, she was like, no, I don't have a boyfriend. Because she's talking to some creepy dude on the phone. Like, I mean, if he would have kept up, he probably could have gone a date with her.
Yeah, well, you know, and then she's like,
Steve.
Then she was like, Steve's like, he's big and he'll kick the shit out of you. And when she flipped the line, I was like, he's not big. Like,
He looked like Paul Walker.
I was like, you're a liar. But yeah, so, what was I going to say? Oh, I think that for me, also what drove this movie is that Wes Craven decided that he was going to really focus on character interactions in this movie and do a really good job with that and show the youth of that at the time frame. And then he's going to have, you know, thrills in it, which are good. He's going to have scares that are pretty good. I mean, they're not like, you know, like you mentioned, they're not super scary, but he's got a couple good jump scares in it. And it's got a great plot that keeps you entertained and slapped to the seat.
And I hope that the future generations understand that this was the first of its kind. Like, I mean, there were slasher movies before, but this was, like I said, the meta slasher. This was, like, made for the 90s. They talk about, like, she calls that guy Wes Carpenter. You know, there's constant, like, nods to other horror movies before it.
I love that. That was a great thing. He references so many great classic horror movies, and that's also what made this movie such a classic film, because when you reference, he's like giving the fans that love those movies, like, you know, I understand, and giving you a nod, you know, a nod at it. It's like, you know, winking and shit. You know, that, like, there's another scene at the end of the movie when Neve Campbell jumps over the couch and attacks Matthew Lillard's character. That's exactly from Halloween, the first Halloween, when Michael Myers and Jamie Lee Curtis are fighting on the floor over the couch.
And the music's on, and I mean, Randy's my favorite character.
Yeah.
I mean, he's my favorite character because he works at a movie store, which is what we wanted our jobs to be all the time, all along. And the party in itself was amazing. Like, all these guys hanging out at Matthew Lillard's house because they're all these little rich kids or whatever. Just everything about this movie I absolutely love and adore.
I didn't understand is like why all those people, all these teens that were hanging out watching Halloween like they'd never seen it before. It's like, oh, like, you know, I mean, how have you not seen this movie like 80 times? I mean, you're surprised, I guess, because you're drunk. You're like,
how badly would you love to go to that party? Hot chicks, booze, and they're all like in love with horror movies. That's fun shit.
That's when you miss the days of like when you call somebody, like, hey, you guys want to hang out? Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna stop by the video store and pick up a couple of horror.
Hell yeah, man. Skeet Ulrich in his best role. When you saw it, I was like, Skeet Ulrich's gonna be a star. And he never really did too much.
With Skeet Ulrich, he looks a lot like Johnny Depp did in Nightmare on Elm Street 1. Like that, and you know, that's another thing. Wes Craven.
Purpose.
Yeah, I know.
Sheriff, I didn't kill anybody. You know, and Matthew Lillard's fucking amazing. I love Matthew Lillard. This is probably his best role. I mean, it's my favorite role by him. He's like, what would you do? He's like, hit me with the phone, dick!
I like when he was in the fucking, in the video store talking to the Jaime Kennedy?
Yeah.
He saw Jaime Kennedy and he was screaming, it's like everybody's listening, he's like, he's okay.
It's fucking hilarious, the entire movie. And it's funny when you go back and watch this now, you see like when he's talking about stuff like Skeet Ulrich, you know, you can tell by then it's them. And they do so many good things. There's a great mystery to the story because you don't know who the killer is. You see the boots drop down when she's in the high school, and then you see the sheriff. They show the sheriff's boots. It's just masterful.
Well, the only thing
they lead you along.
Well, the only, you know, I guess like if I watching it now, I mean, they do kind of set it up that Billy Loomis was going to be the killer. He's so fucking creepy in the whole movie. He's like,
but it was all
don't talk about that. Like, you know,
but it was too obvious to be true. So immediately you're like, well, it's not him because that would be the.
Well, I don't know. I think back then though.
But then when you add Matthew Lillard and you add their whole motive to it, like. She wants a motive.
I like that
whole thing.
I also, if I was Billy Loomis, I would have fucking sliced her ass up earlier, because when she came up there and she had his ass arrested, even though I know he was a killer at the end, but still. And she didn't even apologize in the hallway when she ran into him. She's like, I'm sorry if my life is an inconvenience to you. And he's like, bitch, you fucking have me arrested. And then he shows his fingers. And I was like, do you not take a shower? He had to,
I know, that's what I thought too. He's like, remember? Like, he was like the perfect like grunge fucking like.
God, you smell like pee. I know you do.
But I still loved his character in it. Like you said, the whole thing, the voice changer thing, like all that shit. This movie's just fucking classic.
Like, he's like, did you really call my mom? I was like, yeah, my mom's not be so pissed at me.
My mom's gonna be so mad at me. But those two together as the killers, that whole scene was just amazing. When they're like stabbing each other and shit like that, I was just like, oh my god, this is fucking awesome.
I like when he was like, I think I'm dying. You cut me too deep, man.
He's like, I feel a little woozy here.
I know.
So, fuck yeah. So we give it a 10.
I'm giving this fucking movie an 11. It doesn't exist, but I don't give a shit. It gets an 11.
Yeah, you guys might think Scream really gonna give it a skin. It's like a 7.2 on IMDb right now. But like I said, guys, this was the horror movie of the 90s generation.
This movie breaks the fucking mold. You gotta be a shooting star to break the mold. Smash Mouth said that. And you gotta fucking believe it. They're philosophers of life. But this movie is a fucking shooting star. It really reinvented everything about horror. It fucking set itself up. Without this movie, it would have just been another, like, I always think of it like this. Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, Jason, all those movies are great in their own way, and I love them to death. But those movies are kind of like the Bangkok fighting in like the streets, and they have like the glass on their fucking and their hands. They're fighting, and so what Wes Craven's like, we can't do this anymore. We got to take it to the real world, and he made it UFC.
I stopped listening when you said Smash Mouth.
I stopped listening when you chug wine. So yeah. So anyway, that's what I'm gonna say. I think it deserves all the praise it gets. I think it really is the pinnacle of what horror should be now, and it's to me the last of the Mohegans. If you really look at the icons of horror, Jason, slashers, yeah, but you look Jason, Freddy, Michael Myers, then Ghostface. Well, that was it. That was the last one.
That was the only one that could really like solidify itself. Like, does anybody give a fuck about the guy with the hook from I Know What You Did Last Summer?
I hate him.
That movie's terrible.
That's obviously a copycat ripoff.
Yeah, and it was successful just because of this movie. Like, this was a huge genre changer. And yeah, Saw did that too, but it's a different genre.
I think Saw just fucking pounded your face in with it until he's like, you like this dick? Fucking take it, and you're gonna like it. And then Saw, and then I guess the last one you could kind of say maybe was Jeepers Creepers guy. But where's the third movie?
Yeah.
Where's Cathedral?
Cathedral.
what the fuck is it? I guess it's still getting saved.
So I mean, we might even go back and do a double review of this another time. I love this movie so damn much. It's just fucking awesome. Like you've got the actual horror from the phone calls and shit like that. And that's scary enough, especially being a teenager. And then he guts her, like her shit's like hanging out, and when that scene where like it zooms into her parents, I'm like, ha! I was like, oh fuck, man, that's crazy. I was watching, I was like, okay, this is legit. This is real.
Well, see, the thing is, I think the gore works when it needs to work, and he doesn't overdo it. He doesn't show you too much and show you too little. He just shows it just right. That's why this movie was literally shot perfectly.
Yeah,
it really was, and I don't think there's anything wrong with the movie other than now, like, yeah, there's stupid parts in it, like, you know, why is the Ghostface guy dressed up in the grocery store in the middle of the day, and he's like popping out behind like both the food section, like nobody's gonna see you, and then like he's in the woods when Rose McGowan's talking to him, she's like, it sounds like a Wes Carpenter movie, and he's like he's in the fucking woods. I was like,
what we need to do is, and if anybody knows how to do this, tell us, because we've been wanting to for a while, do like a Mystery Science Theater 3000 thing, like play a movie and talk over top of it while it's going on. I would love to do that for this movie. I could literally watch this movie. It's one of those few movies I could watch and actually like speak for the actors. That's the whole movie goes. I know it so damn well. Like I just fucking love this movie. It's amazing. So yeah, 10 out of 10 for me.
11.
10 out of 11 for you.
Break the
11 out of 11. You can't do that.
Yes, I can. It broke the mold.
Yeah, that's that. And the sequels are a whole other story, but we'll get to that. We're gonna review all the Scream movies. So, question: what do you guys rate Scream? What do you think about? What was your favorite moment from Scream? Who's your favorite character? Anything you want to talk about below, talk about it. And yeah, so I mean, whatever. Where do you guys think Ghostface? Also, where do you guys think Ghostface ranks among the all-time like Jason's? Michael
well, I don't think he's up there. I don't think he's that high. I mean, I think he's up there, but he's. I mean, I just said he's in the Hall of Fame.
Well, it wasn't the fear of Jason. It wasn't like the supernatural thing. That's what made it so great. It wasn't supernatural. It was these teenage guys doing it, and it was realistic. That could happen. It could happen in real life.
Without like, this is what spawned Strangers. This is what happened, and you know, and I think they said it best in the movie. He was like, you know, everything has to have a motive now, but it's scarier when it's incidental. Yeah. There is no fucking motive.
And then actually, I wish Rob Zombie would have watched that before he made the Halloween remake.
Dude, that's obviously what Rob Zombie watched. He fucking smoked a big joint, and he fucking watched he watched Tool videos, and he's like, yes.
But then they mentioned it perfectly. Like, what's so creepy about the killers of all times? They had no motive, you know.
That's what he said.
So yeah. So until next time, guys. I'm Mike. He's Jay, and we'll see you next time on
Donuts.
I'll be right back.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie.